Hello, everyone. My name is Linda Kerrigan Everett, the Statewide Wellness and Pre-Retirement Program Coordinator. I work for the Office of Employee Relations in the Work-Life Service Unit, and it's a pleasure to be with you today for the Wellness Everyday March webinar, Innovative Approaches to Healthy Eating. So there is so much advice from experts about what and how to eat. Eating healthy can be a bit overwhelming. March is National Nutrition Month, and we're going to simplify it for you today. So every week, just be innovative and just want to focus on one thing. So before we get into the details of today's webinar, I'd like to share a few things. First of all, our chat box is open, and if you're just getting here, please let us know what state agency you're from and what region you're calling from. It's always nice to see people from all over New York State and what state agencies they are in. Please let us know also if it's your first time here or if you've joined us before. If you need closed captioning, the button is located on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. It's a very small CC. You might want to click that. Today's webinar is going to be about 25 to 30 minutes and is being recorded. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate you being here today. So Wellness Every Day is a wellness initiative dedicated to educating, engaging, and empowering New York State employees and their families by encouraging participation in healthy behaviors. The website oer.ny.gov/wellness-everyday. The yellow arrow points to a PDF of the 2025 52 Wellness Weekly Challenges. The white arrow is a PDF of the first quarter tracking form. Also available on the home screen is to sign up for the Wellness Daily To-Do, register and view the past wellness webinars, and also I Did It. This is a portal employees are encouraged to share their success stories with how they did with the weekly challenges. The website also contains more worksite wellness information, such as walking maps and ways to be well in the workplace. Wellness Every Day invites you to try something different in 2025. Every month, we feature a different wellness theme. So the 2025 themes have included Reset, Track, and this month is Nutrition. We move in April to finance, then May physical activity, the sunlight, outdoors, and fruit and vegetables are our summer themes. And then we move into September, mental health, October, apples, stay positive is November, and then we complete 2025 with the theme of give. So every week, Wellness Every Day features a wellness weekly challenge. If you take that challenge, then engage in it, and if you complete 5 days, you'll have completed your goal. Post your success on I Did It, but don't stop there. Complete all 7 days, and we start all the weekly challenges on Monday and end 7 days later. So the Wellness Every Day theme in March is nutrition. So here are the Wellness Weekly Challenges. For the first week, March 3rd through the 9th is research new recipes and share with coworkers. Week 10, March 10th through the 16th, eat half of a typical portion of one meal. Week 12, March 17th through the 23rd, reduce the sugar you consume. And week 13, which is March 24th through March 30th, is to have a meal without distractions. So here is the first quarter tracking form, and this is found on the website. Employees and family members are encouraged to track their progress, whatever ones they do of the weekly challenges. And you could do this either electronically or manually with a pen or pencil. I like to print the PDF out and keep it on my refrigerator. So place check marks if you complete the suggested behavior on that given day. But why track behaviors? It has been proven that tracking behaviors increases your awareness of your daily habits. And by monitoring your habits, you become conscious of these behaviors and you can identify areas where you need to adjust. Seeing your progress visually can be motivating and encouraging, and it helps you to work toward your health goals. Tracking helps you to set realistic goals and also holds you accountable for achieving them. So here is an example how to track your behavior in March. Before the week begins, maybe Saturday or Sunday, decide if you're going to participate in the weekly challenge. So let's say next weekend, you decide that on Monday, March 17th, you're going to make a conscious effort to reduce your sugar. So every meal, you see your food differently. You start reading labels and make different decisions, like trying something without adding sugar. That week, every night before you go to bed, give yourself a check if you've decided to reduce the amount of sugar you consumed. It may seem like a small reward, but when you do it day after day, it becomes a streak. And streaks are motivating because you want to keep it going. And maybe when the next week starts, you may decide maybe you don't want to take in any extra sugar. This is where what you do creates a habit of what you do daily. So if you've ever been in a rut and you feel like you've cooked the same thing week in and week out, this weekly challenge may be for you, and that is to research new recipes. So this is a point where you could maybe just identify a different food that you would like to try a new recipe. And it could be anything from a vegetarian, maybe you're tired of chicken the way you do it, and you want to try something different. Gosh, there's so many different types of vegetables. Maybe you want to try a different recipe for cooking vegetables. Salads, it's endless what you can put in salads and what you can do with salads. But also you want to research new recipes. And I would say the good old days, it used to be recipe books, but in this given age, 2025, we can find recipes in so many different ways. And we're talking an internet search or apps or social media, watching cooking shows and asking family and friends. So share in the chat box where you like to research new recipes. That really can give us some new ways and new ideas. So you might want to share that. So week 10 is also, just wanted to share this one, is in recognition of National Nutrition Month. I put this invite out for our floor where we work in Agency 2 at the Empire State Plaza in Albany. And I've invited my coworkers to join us for a healthy salad bowl luncheon. And it's so easy. Basically, you create a theme and you just tell people what to bring. So I encourage them to bring just one ingredient to add to a salad. So maybe like 3 or 4 cups and their favorite salad dressing. This can be either store-bought or homemade. And just to make it fun, choose an ingredient with the letter of your first name. So my name's Linda, so I'm actually going to bring lettuce. It's pretty fun to think about it that way, but you don't want everybody to bring carrots or everybody to bring cucumbers. So having them bring something that starts with their first or last name just creates a little bit of openness. Bring your ingredient in a bowl all cut up and ready to go. Also your own bowl and silverware. So somebody's not responsible for that part. You know, if you're tired of eating the same old lunch, this is such a great way and a creative way to have lunch with your coworkers. You don't need to be an organizer. You don't have to be an official. If you have people around you, if you have 5 people that are out there and willing to have lunch, then maybe it's somebody brings salad, somebody brings tomatoes, somebody brings cucumbers. You got yourself a salad. So enjoy that. And this, you only have to bring one ingredient. So I hope you try that someday. We're going to move right into week 11, which is eat a half portion for one meal. And this starts today, which is March 10th. So I'll start out that this week isn't for everybody. Eat a half portion for one meal, but it may get you to think about how much you eat. At your next meal, would you be satisfied with just eating half? So eating a half portion of a meal means consuming only half the usual amount of food served in a typical meal. You are essentially reducing the calorie intake by cutting down on the portion size. which can be a strategy for weight management or to control calorie intakes. So it has weight loss potential where you're creating a smaller portion, which can help you consume fewer calories. You're also creating portion control. You know, a half of a sandwich, a half of a piece of pizza. A great tip for this is also to use a smaller plate. We often serve ourselves to fill the plate, which may be a little too much food. So, but also, I don't know about you, but I was a member of the Clean Plate Club. And if you were a member of the Clean Plate Club when you were small, write that down in the chat box. I was taught that you have to eat every single thing on your plate. So if you serve yourself too much, then probably this is a great way to try that. It's just to eat half of a portion. So an eating out strategy is most restaurants provide a very large portion of food, and they usually fill a plate. So innovative ideas would be to buy one meal and share it with your dining partner. So that essentially you're just splitting that one meal in half, or split the meal in half and get a take-home container and take the other half home. But you know, the easiest meal to cut in half is probably something that you're having for lunch, and that is a sandwich, because we always cut it in two. It's just one half for just one meal per day. And you may find that you're satisfied with this and choose to try it for yet another meal. Moving on to week 12, reducing the sugar you consume. And I have to admit, this one truly makes me think more about what I'm eating. So the information is coming from Dr. Ellie Cobb, and she's from Personify Health, which is from the CDPHP Wellness Program. So reducing your sugar take is, if it is healthy for you to do so, you know, speak to your dietitian regarding your diet. But there are two types of sugar in food. There's natural and added sugar. Natural sugars occur in foods such as fruits, vegetables, dairy, and some grain. Here are two food labels. The one on the left is organic dried figs. Take note of the total sugars, which is 21 grams. And it includes 0 added sugar. The other label is for a granola bar. You may think that's healthy. The total sugar is 5 grams, and it includes 5 grams of added sugar. So this means there's no natural sugar. So start reading your food labels. You are going to be very surprised. Added sugars are found in about 70% of packaged foods. Types of sugar: corn syrup, fructose, glucose, high fructose corn syrup, and many others. So how does sugar affect your health? Our bodies can handle a sweet treat every now and then, but too much sugar over time can increase your risk of depression and mood disorders. You know, it narrows your blood vessels, which can lead to high blood pressure. Extra sugar turns into triglycerides, which can increase your heart attacks and strokes. So extra sugar, I don't know about if you know this, can turn into fat and be stored in the liver. So how much is too much? This varies according to the health experts, but for most adults, range in between 25 to 50 grams or less of added sugar. This is equal to 6 to 12 teaspoons that are hidden in the food that we eat. So let's talk about hidden sources of sugar. Did you know that there's sugar in bread, crackers, ketchup, maybe pasta sauces, barbecue sauces, or jerky? Check the label and don't forget you're looking for added sugar. So why do we crave sugar? It gives you a burst of energy. It's broken down quickly into glucose or blood sugar, which your cells can easily use. The quick burst prompts a release of feel-good chemicals such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine in the brain. But For some people, this can be short-lived and lead to craving more sugar. So hormones can also cause sugar cravings. Chronic stress is also looking for those feel-good hormones. So some tips to curb the sugar cravings. So when we crave sugar, we may really need something else. So listen to your body. What do you need? If you're feeling stressed, maybe you call a friend or listen to some music or go for a walk. If you're feeling hungry, eat a meal with protein, fat, and complex carbohydrates, or snack on natural sugar such as figs with almonds or fruit with cheese. If you're feeling tired, try 30 seconds of deep breathing, maybe inhaling grapefruit or lemon oil, drinking a glass of water. Sometimes hunger and tired signals are really dehydration. For me, when I'm craving sugar, I have a grapefruit, and this fruit offers natural sweetness that can curb sugar cravings without extra calories. So cravings are normal. So if you do this weekly challenge, just be aware of the natural and added sugars you consume. So week 13 is to have a meal without distractions. So that's March 24th through the 30th. So according to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, a study was completed on how attention and memory can affect food intake. So two key points from this study shows that being distracted or not paying attention to a meal tended to make people eat more during that meal. Paying attention to a meal was also linked to eating less later on. To understand mindful eating is also understand mindless eating. Do you zone out and pop food into your mouth, eating through an entire bag of something before you're aware of what you're doing? So often this happens when you're distracted. Maybe if you're looking at your computer, if you're working, maybe you are sitting in front of a TV and you just start munching. So evaluate your hunger throughout one of your meals today and ask yourself at the halfway point, are you still hungry? So here's some 3 affirmations to say to yourself. I eat only when I'm actually hungry. I'm savoring every bite. Just eat. Just eat. Don't do anything else. Just eat. So if you complete 5 or more on any given week, share your story on the I Did It. And we're going to post some stories for you to read. This is not only for yourself to get your family involved. You know, put the tracking form on your fridge and see who you'll inspire to do it with you. Also share the weekly challenges with your family and friends, because you know what? You don't have to do this alone. Ask the people you have meals with if they'll try this as well. If you need more encouragement, you might want to subscribe to the WellNYS Daily To Do. So every single day, about 6 a.m., we come out with a WellNYS Daily To Do. This is just an example of 4 of the daily to-dos for this month. So I don't know if you knew this, but did you know today, March 10th, is Pack Your Lunch Day? So use a container half the size of your normal lunch portion and fill it with your favorite lunch or leftovers. March 15th, think about what a child's portion of a meal might look like and use that as a guideline for how much to eat at one meal today. Here's another daily to do for March 18th. The new nutrition facts include added sugar. According to the FDA, 5% or less is a low source of added sugar. If it's 20% or more, the food has a high source of added sugar. So choose less sugar. March 28th, eat silently for 5 minutes. Oh, I plan to do that with my lunch after this. And think about what it took to produce the meal you are eating. Really fun, just tip to do. So how many weeks? How many weeks will you try the WellNYS Weekly Challenge? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? You know, is it the sugar challenge? Is it the half portion challenge? Do you want to try new recipes? Or maybe you just want to eat without distractions. How many weeks will you try the Wellness Weekly Challenge in March? So let's fast forward. Let's say you did these, okay? Let's fast forward to April. So if you completed all of the March Wellness Weekly challenges, you may have discovered a new way to make chicken or chickpeas or something, that you may looked around and said, you know what, I found a new ingredient at our grocery store. The next thing you may choose is to reduce your portion size, and you may start doing that. You may go, I've just been eating too much. Maybe I'll reduce my portion size and be satisfied. You may think about the amount of sugar you add to the food or the amount of sugar that's in your drinks. You may check that ingredient every single time before you actually eat it. And then lastly, fast forward to April, you may choose to eat lunch without your phone. That may be really hard for many of you, but actually just say to yourself, just eat. So in April, the theme will be finances, and what a popular topic for everybody at this time of the year. So these are going to be the weekly challenges. Review your finances, begin saving or adding to an emergency fund, creating and sticking to a budget, list your debt if you have any and create a plan to pay it off, review your subscriptions or extra expenses. So our next wellness webinar will be on Monday, March 31st at 12 noon. It's called Finding Success with Personal Finances. And there is a QR code there. If you want to take a picture of that, that will take you right to the registration form. And what that is going to be about is being successful with personal finances doesn't just happen. It takes doing the work and making conscious decisions every day how you spend and save money. Every week in April, the weekly wellness challenges will provide actions and goals to be successful with personal finances. Are you ready to start making progress with your finances? And if so, please join us for this next wellness webinar. So here are the resources, our Wellness Everyday program, and also CDPHP with their Personify Health is where we got the information on your sugar for today. So start today. This is the week. You don't have to do this specific week, but it is Monday. Start it for the next 7 days and either have a half portion or reduce that sugar. Maybe you're going to be less distracted, or maybe you're going to go find a new recipe. So that's it for today. For more information, go to oer.ny.gov/wellness-everyday. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at linda.kerrigan-everts@oer.ny.gov. We hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a great day.